everybody kind of like introduce themselves or no?
Sure, yeah. I'll start, I guess. I'm Bruno. Hello. I'm a software developer. I've been like going like a few times to Crypto Wednesdays already, and yeah, crypto school, man. Okay, somebody else wants to introduce themselves?
And I think Anne, but she's muted.
I am muted. Yes, I hit the button on the laptop. Thanks. Anneleen is the real name, and my day job is I work as an organization consultant and coach. And this is my third Crypto Wednesday, but I still consider myself very much a beginner. But it's exciting. It's fascinating, and so I'm gonna pass the word to, if no volunteers, Jesse or Jesse Janssens.
Yeah, doesn't matter, Jesse or Jesse. So yeah, I'm solution analyst. I don't work with crypto, but I've been following it for some years. And yeah, I'm also been to a few Crypto Wednesdays. So yeah, I don't know all the technicalities, but I try to follow the technologies and the innovations as best as possible, and I hope that I can learn some things today. And then maybe Thomas.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Thomas Chavakis. I am from Greece. I live in Belgium just only for 6 months. It's my second time here, and I'm a crypto enthusiast, and I'm willing to learn more about this amazing world. Maybe Joaquim?
Hi, so I'm Joachim. I work as a software developer, and I actually only found out about this group yesterday, so it's my first time. So I'm just curious and on how things are going around here, so that's why I joined. So maybe next, I hope I probably pronounce it wrong, but Sinoe, or how do I pronounce it?
Yeah, you pronounce it very well.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sinoe. Well, during the day, I work for Odoo. At night, I do a lot of crypto work, and I participated in the DAO when it was called Crypto Art. And yeah, I'm just part of the community and try to help grow this awesome concept. And I'll pass the mic to Lionel.
Yes, you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm Lionel. I already went to Wednesday Crypto a month or 2 months ago. Yes, I begun mining a few years ago, and yes, I'm very interesting in crypto, in blockchain, and so I learn for myself mostly, but yes, I wanted to join a group to exchange information, so that's why I'm here. Okay.
All right, Lionel, can you choose somebody to
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No problem.
I didn't follow who. I think Friedger has already talked or not.
He will speak later for the event.
Sorry. So I don't know. KF maybe. KF may.
I can take a turn.
Okay, Rafael, perfect.
Hey, so I'm a software developer as well, living in Brussels, and yeah, I've stumbled into crypto last year, and my goal is to make some nice connections here in the DAO, and also maybe get some tips on how to how to really make it a profession with crypto.
Nice.
Yeah, next up, I have no idea who's already.
Sebastien, perhaps?
Okay.
Yes, hello everyone. Second time I joined Crypto Wednesdays, so I'm also quite new to the group, even if I saw it launch a few months ago, but didn't really participate. While it's a bit like all of you, I'm really interested first in this new blockchain technology and also so in the crypto sphere. And sometimes, you know, when you just spend so many hours just alone looking on the tutorials on YouTube and whatever, some different websites, I think it would be amazing to just be able to discuss it in real life. So that's basically why I joined. I hope to learn something also, and I'm also ready to share what I know. So happy to be with you. If I have to ask for the next one, Zeki Blue, maybe?
Hello everyone, I'm Zek. I've been into the Crypto Wednesdays most of the time until now. I've been interested in crypto for some time already, and recently I've been starting my developing career in the Web3 and going full throat to it. So afterwards we will have some tables about it also as a development. So if anyone also interested in getting to know how to get into space, how to follow, we can talk in that table as well. Who else I can? Timothy, can you? Timothy.
Hello. Have you named me?
Yeah, Timothy.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, okay, I was not ready for that. Hey guys, my name is Timothy, and I'm French American living in Brussels. And my interest is into helping DAOs to evolve emotional and cultural maturity, which seems to be quite a key blind spot for them today. And I have a project called the Blind Spot Project. And I'm also a DJ, and I like 80s and 90s electronic music. Happy to be here.
Nice to have you.
Nice to have you, yeah.
Probably we can have Axel next.
Hey, my name is Axel Anderoth, and I'm a web developer since I'm a young kid. And now I used to work for Artifact, and now I work for a crypto gaming company in France, in Paris. And I plan to move in Paris this year, so I think it's time for me to get interested in what's going on in Brussels in matter of crypto. That's all. And I think I'll pass the mic to Kali Armu.
Hey everyone, I'm Huxwell in the crypto world. I'm a contributor and software developer for Gitcoin. I'm working on a project that is being incubated by them. The project is aiming to onboard both users and developers into Web3 by providing quests and incentivizing the learning. So happy to be here. It's a great journey so far. I have plenty of questions regarding like, how do we set up a company or a DAO within this Belgian framework, but happy to be here.
Happy to have you here.
All right, everyone. We're like a few minutes past 7, so I guess we're gonna start with the Crypto Wednesday, right? I'm really happy to see all of you here. Like it's a nice group to start with, and with like the ice is like a little bit broken already. So let's maybe before we start with the discussion tables, can everybody like raise their hands whose first Crypto Wednesday it is. So it's like your first Crypto Wednesday. Can you raise your hands so that we like have like a little bit of an overview of what like how people are finding us and like how we should adapt the level of the conversation. Okay, I see a few hands. Welcome to have you here. So how we've done it in the past is of course in person, not on Zoom. This is the first time we're doing it on Zoom. And we usually start with like some small discussion tables. And that usually goes like in a small group so that we can like meet each other in the DAO Brussels community and talk about like a topic that really interests us. And then after the discussion tables, that will be like around 8 p.m. We will have 2 talks. One by Friedger. Friedger, are you here? He is in the chat.
Here.
That's
Yes,
perfect.
I'm here.
Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Friedger will talk about how to exchange assets across chains. And he has explained to me it's like a little bit that it's going to be about atomic swaps. Now I'm not so knowledgeable about crypto myself, so I'm really curious what the presentation is going to be about.
I try to make it understandable for everyone, beginners, non-coders. At least I try.
Okay, I'm sure that will be all right. And after your call, after your talk, of course, like the people can ask questions. So I think that will be all right. And then we'll have like another talk that is done by Bastien from Satochip. He is currently not yet here, but he will be there. And Satochip is like a company that makes hardware wallets in the form of a credit card, basically. And he will explain like what this company does, what problems they're solving, and how it contributes to the crypto ecosystem. Let's start with the discussion tables. We have Sebastien, and Sebastien is going to talk a little bit about. He's not going to talk about. I had to prepare this better. I'm really sorry, guys.
No problem. So the discussion tables, in fact, if it's your first time around, you do not expect somebody to claim to be an expert or to be somebody presenting. It's they're hosting the table so that there is at least somebody who has a few stories to tell or some questions to ask about that topic. So mainly choose about what you feel most pulled towards in between the topics. What is a blockchain and why care? NFTs, all about that. The legal side of crypto, what we know of today, what's going on. And then Zeki, who you just heard before, can talk about experiences and development in the Ethereum ecosystem. Thomas will be at the table where people can talk about how to buy the first crypto, the token, the what have you. And Bruno will be at the table where we can talk about co-ops and what they are. So we will open the breakout rooms for that. That means you can choose where you go, and there'll be flexibility in switching from table to table. If you don't know Zoom and you don't have experience with breakout rooms, the breakout is only the name. There's nothing you can break. Should you drop out, just click on the link again to open the Zoom and you're back with us. Is there anything else you want us to add? It'll be about 40 minutes of talking, and really it's freestyle. You create it with a crowd that's there. So if somebody has a question before we open that up, do let us know right now, and I will open the rooms and call you back when it's time to return via the tool.
Are there maybe other people that also feel like they want to talk about something different. Like we have not reserved a specialist for that, but if you want, you can also talk about something else or join the rooms.
Yes, I was thinking to talk about mining and masternode, but it's maybe after. Also, I really don't know the structure of the well, of the here. So
Of the evening.
the proposition, I'm not capable of teaching something. It's just I wanted maybe to talk about that, but yeah.
Okay. Let's see how we do that. I think it's going to be the easiest. Like after the talks, we can still have like a chat, and we will be there for like a while. So I'm really curious about those master nodes and what's going on. So I'll make a note for that, Lionel. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yes. So if you haven't joined a room, go join a room.
Yeah, I'll go to the POAP room already.
That's fine. See you later. If all is well, everybody's back in the room with us in the main session, as we call it here, and we're getting ready for the first talks. But before that, may I ask you to drop in the chat a few words about what is something that you learned or heard that spiked your interest? Because I was really curious about all the topics, but decided to stay here to help people. But Jeremy, what spiked your interest? Usage of NFT as an attendance token, that is a promising one, huh? The difference between tax and social impact of crypto, lots to say about that. And yes, Sinue, I hear you. DAOs are very decentralized and new, so a clear legal framework is not yet present. And it's, for many of us based in Belgium, presently, temporarily, or for a long time, it's something we know, right? Clear legal frameworks are always a work in progress. Gotchiverse, Raoul, that sounds interesting. Yeah. Yes, proof of work to proof of stake. That's a big topic. Love it. Looks like there was quite some interesting conversation. So do share. Try and find the chat when we have the talks coming up. It's where you'll be able to exchange a little bit. And we need to create a legal team for DAO Brussels. Yep. For those of you who are already in the Discord, there is a sub channel for it. So definitely check that one out. For those of you who are not, very welcome to join. Let me.
I post the link.
Excellent. Way to go, Bruno. All right. Bruno, the word is back to you.
All right. Thank you, Annelien. Yeah, according to the schedule, it's a little bit time to take a break. I don't know how you're feeling about that. Maybe like return back in like 10 minutes.
Sure. So on my watch, it's 8:05 Brussels time. See ya.
See ya. I see people are returning back. That's good because the break is over. Friedger, I hope you are ready as well to give your long anticipated presentation about exchanging assets across chains. And there's the presentation already. That's perfect. Friedger, I give you the word and let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello. My name is Friedger. I did lots of different things. I'm here because I want just to share my knowledge. I love open source and sharing and fixing problems of other people. And yeah, well, I don't know how I should introduce it. I need to train that a bit more. Yeah, so I want to talk about different blockchains, and let's see whether that works. Yeah, so at the moment we have, I don't know, 100 different blockchains. They have different properties. They can be public, they can be private. So that means everyone can see what's happening on the blockchain, or only selected people can see what's happening on the blockchain. Then you have open blockchains and closed blockchains. There, everyone can join and mine, help the blockchain to continue working, or only selected people can do that. You have decentralized blockchains and centralized blockchains. So that means for whatever reason, only a few people help progressing the blockchain, or many people do that. You have secure or insecure blockchains, also different reasons, technical or strategical. You want to make decisions faster, something like that, and it becomes maybe more insecure. So there are lots of experiments out there, and now you have different things on different blockchains, and maybe you want to transfer one thing from one blockchain to the other. And I want to talk about how that is possible. If you look at, so this is, I don't know, a trilemma of blockchains where you have different properties, and there's no, well, every blockchain is a bit different. And whatever blockchain you're a fan of, probably you want to promote, your diagram looks different. But yeah, so I don't want to go into that, but I want to see what's now happening. I don't even know all the different blockchains on this slide, but I thought this is really cool graphics to understand what's happening. And it's from a blog post from Dimitri Berenzon. So they did lots of research, I think. So they understand what to do. But here you see, you have, for example, the Cosmos and the Ethereum and Polkadot and Bitcoin blockchains. And there in between, you have project that tries to link between these blockchains. And why do you want to do that? Yeah, for example, if you want to pay storage on Airweave with Bitcoin, how do you do that? Or if you have, well, there's a PartyBit project where you can buy something together, but the thing is on the different blockchain, for example, an NFT on Tezos. Or if you want to arbitrage prices on a decentralized exchange, somehow you want to know what the price of the same thing on the other chain. If you talk about stable coins, you have some kind of comparison. So you somehow want to swap your tokens from one side to the other. The question is how can you do that? So we have now good motivation maybe. There are some solutions where you say, okay, we have one trusted party in the middle that takes one thing and gives the other thing to the other side. So one side here talks to the one chain and the other one, and everyone trusts that the man in the middle is doing the right thing. You see this lots for wrapped tokens, wrapped Bitcoin, something like that. So there's one custodial who takes from one side and sends to the other side, where you have a one-to-one mapping. Or you can have some kind of an insurance. They say, okay, I do something on one side, and then on the other side, I want something to happen, but if it does not happen, I pay. Yeah, so there's an insurance. So some kind of my value is lost if I act badly on the other side. Or the third one is something we try to do some smart contracts. So something trustless that is programmed, that you can inspect and you understand what will happen if there's no bug in there, let's say. And that's what I'm interested in. So there is a concept that is hash time lock contracts, and I would like to explain this to you a bit. I hope it's interesting, and I won't show any code, but yeah, I would like to that at the end you have kind of an understanding. If you say I swap or I swap from Ethereum to Bitcoin with this time lock contract, you have an idea what's happening. Probably there's a nice UI that says, yeah, click here, click there, and whoop, suddenly you have Bitcoins from Ethereum, but you don't know what happened. So it's really about understanding the idea behind. So what's going to happen is that there's Bob and Alice, and we have two different blockchains. So on the left, I think, yeah, well, on this side you have a blockchain with smaller blocks, and the other one with bigger blocks. And there, you say you agree that you exchange one token from the bigger chain with two tokens from the smaller chain, whatever that is. And you say, okay, I want to do this within 1 day. After 1 day, if it did not happen, we don't want to. Yeah, so everything should be the same as before. And then to make this work, we introduce a hash. So a hash is something like you take a secret word, you cut off the different letters. Maybe you take 1, 3, and 5, and you turn them around, and then you have a small sequence, a small word that nobody understands. But everyone understands how you cut the letters and how you turn them around. But it's very, very, very difficult to rebuild the whole phrase again. So you take this small word that is a hash, and all these three things. So the exchange rate, the timeout, and this hash goes into the contracts on both sides. So they have the knowledge. It's written on the chain that these rules apply. And now you can start swapping something. So Bob is sending the money into the one contract, and Alice is sending the money to the other contract. And then it's in there. Now, Bob, who created this secret hash, this hash from the secret long phrase, can publish it. And by publishing it, the contract verifies that the secret is actually the hash that was created. So the contract is cutting the phrase, the long phrase into each letters and turning them around, and verifies whether that is the one that is written in the contract. So the contract can verify that Bob indeed was the one who created the hash. And by that, now the funds in this contract can be sent to Bob. At the same time, by writing it on the blockchain, this secret long phrase is public. And now Alice can take the secret and go to the other side and say, okay, I have the secret and I get the money. And the swap is done. So Bob has from one side and Alice had from the other side. And that's how the time locked hash contract is working. Does it make sense? Well, write down your questions and we talk about it at the end. So what happens if we have it, if the secret was not published by Bob, then yeah, the money is in the different places. But afterwards, everyone can say, I want my money back, and the contract checks whether the time has passed for the timeout, and therefore the money is distributed to the people again that sends it to them. So that's the idea. That's how it should happen. It's not so easy to kind of coordinate these swaps. You have to do it off-chain, I would say. You have to coordinate and agree on the three aspects. And the other problem is also that if the exchange rate varies very quickly, if you say I want to do the swap within a day, the exchange rate that you fixed could be a disadvantage for you. So Bob, if you go up, who sends the secret could decide, well, I don't do the swap because the exchange rate is not good. So Bob has a better position than Alice in that case. If you go to this article I linked at the top, there are some discussions what could be a solution if you do some small transactions or something. But yeah, it's something to be aware of if you do this. Maybe you do just a small timeout within an hour, and then you don't care about the exchange rate. Now, another idea I worked on, that is this catamaran swap. I think I mentioned it at the last 2 Crypto Wednesdays ago. So there's a interesting blockchain I'm working on, and there you have socks. So if I don't know, if you write a good question, I send you some socks. So here we have 2 blockchains. They're independent, but one blockchain has a view on the other blockchain. And we can do a swap in the similar way, but with less, we only have 2, without the hash. So we only have 2 parameters we need to agree on. So we just say, okay, this is the exchange rate, and we want to have a timeout. And we put this only in one contract. Putting something on the Bitcoin network, some kind of program, is very difficult, and therefore it's a nice solution for swapping between these two blockchains. So in this case, we have written the exchange rate and the timeout in the contract, and Alice is sending the money to into the contract. So it's kind of an escrow. And then Bob just transfers the money directly to Alice. So there's a transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain. And then Bob can tell the contract, look, this is the transaction I did. Please give me the money in escrow. And if indeed the smart contract can verify that on the Bitcoin blockchain, this transaction actually happened and was minted, then Bob will get the money from the contract and the swap is finished. And well, yeah, if the timeout happened, then as before, everyone gets, well, Bob didn't send anything and Alice gets the money back, and that's it. And yeah, there's some things. So if the contract can't verify the, it gets quite technical. So let's leave it here, and I just wanted to say, if you're interested in the code, then you can have a look. I put links in here, and the slides are in the chat as well, and I shared on Discord as well. And that was my talk. And now, if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Friedger. And to everybody, there are socks, real socks to be earned. We already had a great review from Jesse in the chat that they are very comfy. So Yannick, do you have a question?
Yes, I have any questions. This afternoon, I've tried, I'm also playing with POAPs. I think we are going to play with POAPs later today, but I've minted some POAPs a couple of days ago and on the XDAI chain, and wanted to move them to the Ethereum mainnet. I know that there is supposed to be an app from POAP that's supposed to do that, but for some reason it doesn't work. So I tried to look at, what are the semi-manual.
Hey, Yannick.
Yes.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're trying to keep the questions relevant to the talk of Friedger right now.
It is relevant. Okay, my question is.
Oh, okay.
It is okay. You talked about moving money from one chain to another. My question is, what technically is the difference if you move an NFT from a chain to another? I was just giving context, but okay, I'll be quite quicker.
Sorry, my bad.
And specifically, a POAP NFT from an XDAI chain to the Ethereum, for instance.
Yeah, so that's an interesting question. I created a Beeple NFT that was minted on the Ethereum blockchain for $65 million or so on the Stack chain. So technically, it's the same thing, but it's about the authority that says, okay, this one is worth $65 million and this one is worth nothing because Friedger minted it. And I think that's the same thing if you swap the NFT from one blockchain to the next one, then whoever you're talking to must agree that the NFT on the other chain is valid the same or is valued the same as it was before on the previous one.
Mm-hmm.
So the NFT is about ownership. So you own something. It's the NFT says that you own something.
So that when the smart contract make the swap, it basically creates a new NFT on a new chain.
Well, probably yes. It might burn on the previous one and then mint on the new one. And if you do the other way around, it's the same process reverted. Or you have some kind of relationship, but that's probably difficult to implement. And
okay.
if you also the question is who owns it if you move it around on one chain, the other one doesn't really know about it. Okay. So I think burning and minting on the new chain is what everyone is doing. Yeah.
Thank you. In the chat, Friedger, we have a question from Jacopo Giola. Is your solution a final solution? Is it already available?
Yeah, it's available. So it's on catamaranswaps.org. And you can exchange Bitcoins for stacks. So that's possible. And I minted or exchanged the NFT as well. So I bought a NFT with Bitcoins in that way. There are some technical limitations at the moment with the Stacks blockchain. So the verification on the Bitcoin blockchain is limited. So there's, well, you can have kind of flash blocks where suddenly the Stacks blockchain can't see the Bitcoin blockchain. So at the moment, I would use it with care. And if you know who you're trading with, then it's okay. But I wouldn't use it in production at the moment. And Stacks 2.1 will fix it hopefully in this year. So okay. Then I give another talk.
Good, noted. Sebastian has a question asking which blockchains you are integrated with right now.
So this time lock, hash time lock, there's some sample code with Ethereum, Bitcoin, and the Stacks blockchain. So you can swap between these three. But there are other solutions. So if you search this hashed time locked contracts is a common concept, and I think there are many other solutions as well.
Super, thanks. In the chat, Chris posted some links from experience he or she had. And Sebastian also has a second question from what you showed us. Do you have a recording or a video that shows that a concrete transaction for people who like to see it visually?
I have a blog post. I can post it afterwards.
Super. I think it's also perfectly within time. Bruno, Sinwe, anything you guys want to add?
Who won the socks?
So first question was.
That's the question, yeah.
You're only going to give out one pair?
Today, yeah.
Okay, so probably you can take your time to choose. Probably we could decide who's the winner at the end, or you want to decide
I
right
chose
now?
already, and the question was from Jacopo. So next time we meet each other, you get some socks.
Congrats.
Yeah, good job, Jacopo. Great.
All right.
Good.
Right. So
and thanks for everybody who shared their questions and information in the chat.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, so now it's time for Bastien from Satochip. The floor is all yours, Sébastien, which is going to do his presentation in French, by the way.
Well, I can do it in English because, as said, all the people here speak English. Yes, I'm French speaking because I'm from Namur in Belgium. So welcome to all the Belgian people and welcome to all the foreigner. I will show you a presentation on my screen. I'm really sorry because the slides are a bit outdated, but Sinoe just asked me to come here to have a speech with you, and I was out of time to make it update. So let me share my screen. This one. All right. Is it okay for you?
I can see it. I can see it.
Showing
Okay, maybe
up in your browser window.
Yes, I will maybe full screen this one. Okay. So welcome everybody to my presentation. My name is Bastien. I'm working for Satochip. Satochip is a Belgian-based company that is providing security solution in the crypto and the blockchain field. Our main product is hardware wallet based on a smart card, but we also have several other products that I will show you during the presentation. So what is Satochip, the company, the startup? A few years back, we started in crypto, and we faced a lot of problem regarding the security. You already know that crypto is just a pair of key, meaning you have the private and the public key, and if you lose your private keys or your seed, you can lose your coins. Meaning not your keys, not your coins. And there are a lot of things that happened in the past, like some hack, some theft, malware solution that attack people computer to steal their MetaMask wallet and so on. So we have to find a solution to provide people the needed tools to secure the crypto asset in an easily and affordable way. These are some article. Well, it was back in 2020, but it's already still the case. There are a lot of big hack, rug pull, and so on in the crypto field. So every time we make this presentation, we tell the people to be sure they know what they are doing with their crypto. You can keep them in the exchanges, but be sure that when you have crypto in the within the exchanges, you have not the true ownership of your cryptocurrencies. So the Satochip solution is based on a smart card, just like this one. It's basically just like your bank card, meaning we use the exact same secure chip that you are using with your bank card right now, but we have created our own applet loaded on the chip, and this applet is doing all the cryptographic operation to sign the transaction, and then the software client will broadcast the signed transaction over the network. Why did we choose this solution? First of all, the chip card is really secure, and we can make our own code and an open source code. And this is very important because a lot of current solutions like Ledger or KeepKey and SafePal are vendor locking, meaning when you go with Ledger, you have the Ledger live, but you are stick to Ledger. If you want to try another solution, you will have to move all your fund, all your position from the Ledger live to another client, and it's quite complicated. And another cons is that the product are not fully open source, meaning when you buy a Ledger, you trust the secure element from the Ledger without checking how it works. So that's why we decided to make something more open and more convenient to the end user, and that's why we choose the chip card. So as said, it's based on a smart card, and the smart card is targeting the highest security standards. It's used by bank company since many years, maybe 40 years or more, and the chip card is really affordable, meaning we do not have to create our own secure element and have all the engineer working on our product. We just use something that is really well designed for cryptographic and security transaction. And last but not least, everything we have done since now is fully open source and easily auditable. Regarding the smart card is like a tiny computer, meaning you have the memory, the processor within the chip, and it's tamper resistant. You cannot try to break the memory of a chip without breaking it. You can try with your own bank card, just try to remove the chip from your bank card and it won't be usable anymore. Another good point for the smart card is you can use it contact using a USB reader or contactless using the NFC. Well, about the security, as I said, it's a really mature technology and it has a really minimal attack surface. You cannot break the card. You cannot read the memory of the card. It's just impossible. And it used standardized functionalities because it's the applet, the code loaded on the chip itself is using a code that is part of the Java technology. So it's really easy to code and really easy to audit. Okay. So this is our choice, the smart card. Now, what we have built around the smart card is the Satochip ecosystem. We have the applet. The applet is the code that is loaded on the chip card and will interact with the client, the existing client. And this code will ask the chip to perform all the cryptographic operation. We have the clients. It's the clients are several well-known clients such MetaMask, MyCrypto, MyEtherWallet, Electrum, and we decided to choose this client because they are open source and well-known and widely used. And we decided to use this client also for a financial reason, because it's not necessary to rewrite a new client if there are some clients that are currently existing on the market and fully working. It's a nonsense to create another client or another dedicated hardware. So we try to keep it really easy. And the third part of the Satochip ecosystem is the 2FA application. As the card does not have a screen, you cannot check, like your ledger, you cannot check the transaction on the screen. But with the Satochip 2FA, if you enable it, it's optional, you can confirm all the transaction on the mobile phone. So the applet, the card is protected by a PIN code, just like your bank card. And if you put a wrong PIN code for four time, I guess, yes, it's 4 time, you break the card. So you cannot use it anymore. And you can't brute force the PIN code because it's up to 16 char. Meaning if you put a 16 char, it won't be possible to break it. The chip itself store and manage your private keys, and the private keys are safely isolated within the chip and never leave it. Meaning every time you want to ask the chip to sign a transaction, you have to put the PIN code, but the private keys never leaves the chip. And last but not least, the Satochip applet is fully BIP32, BIP39 compliant, multi-signature ready, and you can use it, of course, to sign and verify message. The BIP32 and BIP39 compliant functionality is really important because it means that you can use your Satochip just like you use your ledger. In some other words, if you want to have the exact same hardware wallet on a Satochip and on a ledger, you can, because if you have the same seed phrase, if you initialize the both hardware wallet with the same seed phrase, you will have the exact same hardware wallet with the same public keys. So that's also really a great feature, because let's say if in 5 years Satochip disappear, you can just bring your seed phrase that you use to initialize the hardware wallet, put it on the Trezor or on the ledger, and go away with the new one. This slide is really not updated because it was back in August this last year. We are in 2022, sorry. Satochip is integrated with many well-known clients. So as said, the hardware wallet is not able to broadcast transaction on the blockchain network by itself. It has to use a computer client, a software client, to interact with a specific blockchain. For example, we decided to choose Electrum, which is, I guess, the most used and the well-known client, Bitcoin client. That is, the most used Bitcoin client, and it's open source. So we decided to fork Electrum client and integrate the Satochip plugin to be able to use the Satochip hardware wallet with Electrum client. But in the other end, if you want to use your Satochip hardware wallet to interact with the Ethereum blockchain or the Binance blockchain and all the EVM compatible networks, you can just use, for example, the MetaMask extension that we also fork, or the My Crypto or My Ether client. So all these clients are forked from the original client and are available on GitHub. This is the example of the Satochip 2FA application. It's really a basic design of the application. It just take the input from the client, and you have to approve the transaction or reject it. But this acts as a screen, as your ledger or your Trezor screen on your mobile phone. Regarding the development, we are working on the 2FA application for the iOS system. We have added the contactless NFC support, so it's all the Satochip cards are now NFC ready. We do support Ethereum, ERC20 tokens, but also all the EVM network compatible, Polygon, AVAX, the Binance Smart Chain, EOS, through MetaMask. We are working on a mobile wallet, meaning you will be able to use your smartphone and just put on the back of your smartphone the chip card, because it's NFC ready, and you will be able to use it every day to buy a beer. Well, with the gas fee on Ethereum, I don't think it's a good idea to spend the Ether for a beer, but for example, you can buy a good dinner to your girlfriend or your mom and use your hardware wallet in the restaurant if the restaurant accepts crypto. In a more technical point of view, we have added the secure channel. This is an encrypted communication between the card reader and the computer, meaning if you want to sniff the USB reader to intercept a transaction, it will be fully encrypted. So it's already implemented. And we have two other products that are not ongoing but ready so far, the Seed Keeper and the Satadam, but I will explain a little bit after the presentation. Another great thing about chip card is that you can customize it. And this is really great because I think Satochip is the only hardware wallet on the market that is fully customizable. If you want to put your own face, your dog face, or your favorite picture on a card, you can. And you can do it just like creating a new t-shirt on the internet. So that's quite a great gift. We are looking for people that can help us. So the code is fully open source. If you want to check out, just go to github.com/toporin. You will have all the code there, the applet, but also all the forked client. Regarding the applet, if you want to build your own hardware wallet in the do-it-yourself style, you can just buy a blank card with a compatible chip on internet or on our web shop and just load the applet by yourself, meaning you can have a workshop and create your own hardware wallet and then go out with a blank card and your Bitcoin and Ethereum on the chip. Check out Twitter and Telegram. These are the two main social channels that we are using for information. And we also have a website. Behind Satochip, there are two people, me, Bastien. I'm a system engineer and I'm working more on the business part. I'm in charge of the website, the sales, the communication, and the testing of the product. And my mate Baudouin, who is the CTO of Satochip, is a security engineer and worked previously at Atos Worldline. He has a PhD in cryptography from the UC Louvain, and he's in charge of all the code. He's the mastermind who write the code. Okay, I don't know if I have the time to make a short demo or maybe present one of our product, the Satochip.
You have about, say, 5 minutes, then we have some time for questions, maybe 8. So please go ahead.
All right, but well, instead of a demo, because a demo is just like opening Electrum and show you that I can initialize a wallet. I will just present you our recently launched product that is called Satochip. I don't know if you guys know OpenDime. OpenDime is a small USB stick. And when you plug the USB stick on your computer, you can generate, by uploading some file on the USB stick, you can generate a pair of keys based on the entropy generated by the files you load on the USB stick. And when you generate the pair of keys, you have the public and the private keys. The private keys is hidden to the user until you break the device, meaning you have to physically break the USB stick to generate the private key on the USB stick. And this kind of device is really great because people like you and me can just create wallet without knowing the private information. So if I give you an OpenDime, you can just use it and you do not need to trust me because I don't know the private key. This product is really great, and we decided to make an upgraded version of the OpenDime. It's called Satochip. It's also based on a smart card like this one. And instead of breaking the hardware to recover the private key, we decided to give the user the ability to just click on a button to show the private key that is stored on the chip. But when this action is performed on the chip card, the chip will show a warning saying, watch out, this slot is redeemed, meaning this wallet has been redeemed. This wallet, the private keys of the wallet is shown to the user. And this is really a great gift. And for example, I don't know if you can see it, but this card I have in hand is fully loaded with 0.001 Bitcoin. It's roughly, I guess it's 40 euro at the rate of today's rate. And I don't know the private key, meaning if I give this card to someone, we are in Zoom, it's not possible, maybe next time in Brussels, but you will have the Bitcoin loaded on the card. And this is something great to orange pilled newcomers in the crypto field, or just to make a gift to someone and say, okay, you don't know what crypto is, you don't know what Bitcoin, Ethereum, here is some physical Bitcoin, some physical Ethereum. And last but not least, you can also, I've heard that some people in the last talk spoke about NFTs. You can print your own NFTs. This is a middle punk, and load the middle punk on the Ethereum address shown on the application, without knowing the private information, meaning on this card, this middle punk is loaded on the card, and if I give you, you have the NFT. So it's also another use case for such a product. Okay, I think it's enough for me. I don't know if you guys have some questions or interrogation.
A lot of questions for you. I don't know if you've seen
I will close the screen share, okay, and I will go to the discussion. Perfect. Okay, let's check the question. Is it possible to fake a Satochip? by faking, you mean create a fake one? And yes, it's possible, but the user can verify if a Satochip is a real one, because every time we ship a Satochip card, we lock the chip with a security certificate, and the user is able to check if the certificate is issuing by Satochip or not. Meaning, when you get the card, you can just check if the card is issued by Satochip, and the certificate cannot be faked. So yes, you can fake a Satochip just like you can fake a ledger or a Trezor, but we have put all the things in place to let the user verify that the product is a Satochip one. How many of the card would one user need? A card per address or per chain? On a single card, you can store every crypto, meaning you can use a single card to store Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, well, all the shitcoin on the Binance Smart Chain. Just use a single card, but all the addresses will be derivated from a single seed, meaning you cannot create a multiple wallet from multiple seeds. So if you have let's say a 5 wallet on MetaMask with 5 different seeds, and you want to be more secure and use a hardware device, you will have to purchase 5 different cards to initialize it with the 5 seeds. Does it work with any smart card reader? Yes, of course, except the bank card reader. So in Belgium, all the banks are providing these this reader. Unfortunately, these reader are bricked just to work with the bank card, and eventually with the EID. I guess BNP Paribas Fortis allow the EID card. So, but well, yes, if you are using, if you are buying a chip card reader from Amazon, it will work. Yes. We are waiting this card. I'm coming to your office right now. Feel free to come. Do you have a bank accreditation? No. Why? Because we are not dealing with bank stuffs. A lot of people are asking us, okay, you have a chip card. Is it like the crypto.com card or the Binance Visa card? No, it's not. It's not a debit card. It's not a Visa card. You cannot use it to buy a beer in a shop. It's just like a hardware wallet. Do you have a B2B custody solution like Trustology? I think my previous answer give you an answer. No, as we are not dealing like a bank. Can you give us an idea of how many are using your card today and what usual user issue do you hear? That's a good question. How many user? We have several thousand user. It's not that much compared to the hardware wallet market, to be honest. We are in the hardware wallet field. We are really a tiny company, but growing day after day. And I think the open source solution is something that is really important for the crypto maximalist, because Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all those blockchain technologies are open source. So it's important. Issues, there are some issues. For example, people found that Satochip is not that easy to use compared to Ledger, for example, because Ledger decided to have a bundle pack with the Ledger Live. You just plug your Ledger and you have access to a wide range of functionalities within the client, the Ledger Live client. With Satochip, If you want to use your hardware wallet with Bitcoin, you have to stick with the Electrum Satochip client. Then if you want to use it with Ethereum, you have to switch to MetaMask. And from time to time, some people say, okay, I'm using a lot of different coin and it's more complicated than the Ledger Life. And we got the point, but we do not have time nor the money to create such a big application like the Ledger Live. What do I need to add support for Stacks blockchain? I don't know which technology is Stacks blockchain. It depends on the. It really depends on the technology used by the blockchain. Meaning, if it's based on the Bitcoin blockchain, it's just a matter of some hours to integrate it. If it's based on Monero, it's impossible. For example, we cannot add the Monero support because the hardware specification of the chip is not able to perform the cryptographic operation of the Monero algorithm. You refer you need help. What help do you need to grow? Chris, we need any help. Any help is more than welcome. By help, I mean, well, we are a small startup. We are running the business with our own funds. We are looking for people that can help us with the code. Who can help us to make some meetup and explain what hardware wallet are, what technology is behind the hardware wallet, and maybe show Ledger, Trezor, and Satochip. We need people that give awareness to other crypto enthusiasts to give them all the keys to be fully independent with the crypto. Because when the newcomers are coming to the market, they just say, okay, I'm on Binance. It's okay. I have crypto. I'm on Binance. But at the end, it's not as simple as it is. If you have some coin on Binance, it's not yours. It's CZ coins. So it's really important to tell people, okay, you can have coins on Binance. I have, but I also have hardware wallet with my coins. So it's a balance between security and usability, and such help is needed. How can DAO Brussels community help Satochip become most widely used? That's a good question. As said, we are looking to spread the words. We cannot claim to be the best hardware wallet on the market. For sure, we are not. I have to be honest. We do not have a screen. We do not have the Ledger Live. We do not have the Ledger financial power. But we have an open source solution. I think it's a DAO-minded idea behind the open source solution because it's to the people. I mean, if you just want to fork Satochip and create your own branch of hardware wallet, you can and go with it. So yes, speak about Satochip, maybe try the product, get in touch with other people, speak with us, and we can manage to make some presentation and be more well known in the world. 256p, yes. So Friedger, it should be doable to integrate the tokens within Satochip. As said, we rely on a software client. So to be able to broadcast a transaction on the network, we have to use a software client. I don't know if your token is using a dedicated software client, but we have to integrate the Satochip plugin on this client, and we have to integrate the token within the applet of the chip card. Money, Pierre, BizDev, funds are SAFU. Yes, of course, we need money. We need marketing people. We need dev. but as said, we are just starting, just growing. I don't think if I say that in the presentation, but we started back in 2014 with the first mock product, but we start selling the Satochip hardware wallet in 2019. So it's about 3 years now. Not your key, not your coin, of course. What's your USP, unique selling proposition versus the existing competitors? Chris, to answer the question, I would say open source, fully open source, completely open source, customizable and affordable. I don't talk about the price, but we are by far the most affordable hardware wallet on the market. It's 25 euro right now. And the more we will grow, the more we will cut the price down. So 25 euro for a security solution, I doubt you can find a better proposition in the market. Open source, yes. It's so cheap. I already bought one. Thank you. That's too cheap. Some people said it's too cheap, but that's the challenge of the Satochip company. We really want to provide people an affordable solution to secure the crypto asset, and you can't ask a newcomer to buy a Ledger Nano X at 100 euro to secure 50 euro of Bitcoin. It's a nonsense. So you have to provide something maybe a bit less secure than Ledger, but to cut the price and offer a real security. For example, you can just use your Satochip every day with the MetaMask, and if you get a virus on your computer and the MetaMask web browser database is wiped, your keys are within the chip card. Your funds are safe, so it's really important. Engrave, yes, Engrave is really a great product because it's completely offline. Everything is done by QR code, but it's really costly. Maybe too costly for the market, but yes, it's a great product. It's also a Belgium one. I think everyone here should buy one Engrave and several Satochip to support the Belgium company. If you want it cheap and open source, you can also make a seed signer. Yes, of course you can. You can a seed signer, but with the seed signer, I don't really know the product, but I doubt you can sign all the transaction for all the blockchain. Maybe I'm wrong, but we can speak it later. Okay. Well, if I guess you think to use it for a multi-sig DAO, yes, you can use a Satochip to make a multi-sig account. It's quite good. You can have maybe up to 10, 20. We don't test with 20 card, but with 10 card, we test it and it's fully working. Isn't one of the founder of Ledger Belgian as well? No, it's not. It's not. But for the joke, Ledger start with the chip technology. The first hardware wallet of Ledger was a chip on USB. It was it looked like that card. If I get, it looked like this. It was just like a USB stick, but with a chip on it. And we print one because we met the guy from Ledger and we gave them the card as a fun fact. Yes, a beautiful message. This is what we try to do, offer a security solution at an affordable price for everyone. You can customize it, and let's hope we can be successful with you and with the Brussels DAO. And why not maybe give to the next meetup some card to the people to, or maybe do a workshop. We bring some blank card and we teach people how to load the applet. It's really easy to use. You just need a computer and no dev skill needed. You just need a computer and a chip card reader, and you can create your own hardware wallet. That's pretty cool. Thank you.
Indeed. Indeed. Thank you.
Don't know if there is any other question. I think I read all the question. Thank you. Thank you for attention. I hope I am clear enough with my presentation, and thank you for the meetup.
Thank you, Bastien, for your presentation. That was really the holiday gift I would have needed 2 weeks ago to give to my family. And we're definitely hoping to see you again in this community. Also thanks to Friedger, by the way, for his presentation. And that's it for the presentations today. If you guys have any questions afterwards, feel free to stick around in the chat. I guess it's time for a little gift of the community to you for attending. And for that we need the presentation again. Let's see if I can share this. Annalene, can you maybe put the presentation on the screen, please? Okay. So some of you may already know what a POAP is. It stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol, because that's what you did today. You attended this event. And so you can scan this QR code, and what's going to happen is it's going to bring you to a website, and there you can enter either your email address or your Ethereum address, and then you get a small NFT that proves you have been to this event. And how does it prove that you've been to this event, you may ask? Well, that's because there's a time limit to claim this code, and it's only shown to the people that are in this Zoom call. And yeah, it's it's a nice little gift. Maybe some people may use it for bragging rights. Let's say some big Ethereum conference. I believe they also hand out these things. And then it's nice to show, I've been there. I see somebody has claimed it in the chat already. Very good. And it's maybe for yourself or personally, it's also a nice thing, because if you go to multiple events, you can keep a track record of all the events you've been to. No, you don't need to pay gas fees for this. It's completely free. Actually, the POAP project takes on the costs. They're using the XDAI chain, I believe, and it's a side chain of Ethereum, I believe. I'm not sure about that, but it's free. Thank you, Yannick. Yannick's just sent me a personal message that it's the XDAI chain. So is this working for everybody? Are there questions about this, or your QR codes? Oh yeah, you'll have to either use the POAP app or I can give you like the link that's behind the QR code, and then you can like use it in your browser. I'll put the link in the chat now. And if you're like thinking about doing a POAP for if you're like organizing an event for yourself, it's fairly simple. Like there's now like some other people, some other members of the community that also know how it works. So yeah, you can definitely reach out to us, and we can help you with that, and maybe come up with some nice experience, like a treasure hunt in the city, for example.
I just checked the POAP website. I didn't know about that solution, which is quite great when, just like you said, you attend a meetup or something else. But I just go to the FAQ section, and the fifth question is, are POAPs bad for the environment? Is it really a question that everyone has to put on a website when we speak about blockchain, NFT, and so on? So maybe this could be a next topic for the next event, but it's really
actually, Bastien, just so you know, last events we had, one of the first event, we had actually a huge discussion. I think Jacopo was there. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but we had like a huge discussion about it.
Okay.
So it's people interest. Actually, people are very, very interested about learning more about it and what's being done for the environment.
Yes. Okay, but I guess it's now it's more like greenwashing on every project, and people are forced to write on somewhere on their white paper that the blockchain is greener than another one. It's safe for the planet. So okay, it's a lot of blockchain are burning a lot of electricity to run, but it's a perspective vision of the technology, and every technology, new technologies is consuming. So yes, I will not open the debate again, but yes, greenwashing narrative, of course. that's my.
Even the fellow the blockchains are attacking each other. Tezos attacking Ethereum, that the Ethereum costs like a lot, but Tezos costs a little. So even the blockchains are attacking in terms of like environmental topics, which is, but it's not bad to talk about this. At least there, everyone has to have some at least answer. It's good that we are talking about it.
Of course. I think we need to talk about it, but it's not good when you see it everywhere, like just greenwashing, or just like you said, Tezos spitting on the Ethereum blockchain because Tezos is greener than Ethereum. But yeah, we need to talk and know that it's wasting a lot of electricity or any other source of energy. But yeah, we got the point.
Thank you. Maybe because we scheduled to end at 9, room is now for people who want to stay and chat. But first, Bruno, how long do we have to claim this POAP, should we want to?
I think an hour. I'm not quite sure what I configured. But because there's like I'm really bad in calculating with time zones, and you have to enter your time in like UTC. But definitely tomorrow it will be gone. Like if later on you want to claim this, and like you can prove that you were in the Zoom call, like maybe I can figure out how to make an exception. But you should really do it now if you want to get this POAP.
Thank you. And again, a big thanks to everybody who was here tonight, everybody who was at the tables, and especially also to Friedger and Bastien. Keep up the good work. And if you know, and everybody in the audience, if you have, out of the discussions, out of the presentations, more questions or ideas even to present something yourself, or organize or host a discussion table at the next event, hit us up in the Discord, because this is not us doing everything, it's all of us together making it happen, right?